If you're like me, then dealing with flaky tests kind of feels like this and like this. But there is a way to handle flaky tests now in Cypress. So let's have a look. So what we're going to do to see how this flaky test mechanism works is we're going to use this random number generator, and we're going to generate a number. And in our tests, we're actually checking if the value for the number is 1. So that seems like, right, like flaky test. Sometimes it passes, sometimes it fails. It's random. So the test will start right now, and it will generate one number, and then it will check if it's 1. Well, at the moment it's not 1, it's 7, so the test will fail. But it will run again because we set it up like that to run again, and it seems we get 7 again. That's not good. So our test in this case fails. So if this would be a normal test where you click on something or do an assert for something, then your test will always fail. So let's just change this a little bit and change this 10 right here. We're going to change it to a free, so to improve our odds. And let's rerun this. So now we have a free. Okay, our test failed. And Cypress will run the test one more time, and phew, we have now a 2, so test fails again. But what, okay, let's just change it to 1 and 2 to get us a 50-50 chance. Don't worry, I'm getting to the good part in a few seconds. So let's run this test again and see if it fails. So we have a 1, so our test passes on the first try, so we got lucky. But we did change a little bit our odds, so we had a 50-50 chance of passing or failing. Now, like you saw before, if this is a different number, then you have a lower probability of the test passing. But what if there is a way to tell Cypress, okay, you have a test that fails, but I want you to run it, let's say, I don't know, up to 5 times, and if it passes 1 time out of 5, then the test is passed. So you can do that with the new experimental feature for retries. So in your Cypress config, you just do a separate section for retries. Then you define your experimental strategy, and then you define your options. At the moment, um, I said, okay, we have a maximum retries of 1. We can do this, I don't know, 5 if we want. And our test then stops if any test passed. But there's one thing missing right here, and that is the check or the threshold after which a test should pass. So you have the retries, and this is the default one. So you define a maximum number of retries, and if you have one pass, then the execution stops. But there's another retry strategy, and that is called um, a strategy for detecting flakiness on a threshold basis. So what you do there is you define the maximum number of retries, and then instead of saying stop if passed any true, we define the number of times that we want the test to pass in order to consider the whole run as a pass. So let me show you what I mean. So we add here number of passes we want to have required, and since we changed our experimental strategy to be threshold based, we need to comment that out. And of course you need to have the open mode true and run mode true set so that you have the retry mechanism in place. If we did everything correctly, we should now have our test run a couple of times. So now it ran 1 time, so it had a 3, but we're expecting a 1. So it will run again. And it will run actually 5 times, whether we like it or not, because we told him run 5 times. And if you pass 2 times, then our test is going to be passed. And that is actually what happened. So it didn't run the fifth time because it already passed 2 times, so it made no sense. But as you can see here, we have first attempt failed, second attempt passed, third attempt failed, fourth attempt passed. So this test is flaky, but in the end it is passed because we passed 2 times out of 5. If we change this to, I don't know, 4 to have more, and we run it again, the probability is really high that this time it is not going to pass because it will run 5 times and it will not, most possibly not give us a 1 4 out of 5 times, but let's see. So it ran 5 times and passed 2 times out of 5, but because it only passed 2 times out of 5, our test is failed. So there you have it. This is the new retry mechanism in Cypress. It's an experimental feature. Have a look at it, write in the comments what you thought about it, and if you have any questions, feel free to comment or um, write to me so that we can clarify everything. As always, thank you for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one, and bye-bye.